Steve, I can't let you do this. You can tell Mr. Longworth that I won't be at General Hospital, even for one more day.
Audrey.
Steve, this is my decision, and it is definite. Sorry it didn't work out. Thank you for trying.
Audrey, please don't go.
Goodbye, Steve.
I'm sorry, Dr. Hardy. Have you been waiting long?
Oh, good morning, Jessie. No, I've been waiting too long. Jessie, will you come into my office when you're free?
Yes, I'll be right in.
Really? Where'd you get that? I heard Ann talking to Chris about it the other day.
We were all aware that Dr. Hardy was waiting in the station.
Oh, no, Mrs. Rule.
Well, he was. Now, what's the matter?
Well, we were just wondering about Audrey March.
She didn't come into work today.
Isn't she going to come in anymore?
I don't really know about that. Is that Dr. Hardy's coffee?
Yes, it is.
I'll take it in.
Oh, thank you.
Will you please be sure there's somebody in the station at all times?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Audrey isn't coming into work today. Is that what's bothering you?
She was in my office yesterday when Mr. Longworth called. I tried not to let her know that it was about her, but she guessed it.
So now she knows that there's opposition to her nursing here again.
I certainly didn't want her to know that.
Of course you didn't.
Then when I hung up, she simply said that if the administration opposed her coming back, she would solve the whole thing by not coming back. Oh, I tried to talk her out of it, but she said her decision was final.
I think it was the right decision, Steve, and I respect her for making it.
I don't mind saying, Jessie, I feel pretty lousy about it. Somehow I should have managed things better.
Well, you certainly tried, and it was impossible. Actually, Steve, it would have been a lot worse if she'd come back and there'd been trouble. For you and for her.
Jessie, Audrey's a qualified nurse. And I'm responsible for this department. I'd go to bat for her, but there's nothing I could do now. She's got my hands tied.
You know why, Steve, because she was afraid of making more trouble.
I tell you, Jessie, she's had about as much rejection as she can take. I don't know what she'll do now.
Well, she knew there were problems before. This can't be a complete surprise to her.
But she's had enough already. Her sudden illness, Randy's rejection, it was all so frightening and humiliating.
She's come through it very well.
Oh, yeah, she put up a game effort. Coming back to the hospital as a nurse was her first giant step.
You could help her get a job at another hospital, couldn't you?
I suppose so, but that's not the problem. Her rejection here, that's what matters.
You haven't rejected her.
No, I didn't reject her, but I sure let her down.
You most certainly did not let her down. You did everything anybody could have done.
Did I, Jessie?
Oh, Steve, now what else could you have done? Can't blame yourself.
I wonder.
Steve, I know how important this is to you. There are times when nobody can do anything. Believe me, I know. It's awfully good, honey.
It's good.
I wish you hadn't bothered with lunch. I could just as easily have had a sandwich at the hospital.
Lucy, please, let me be just a little useful.
Well, you are useful, but you didn't have to prove it by getting lunch.
Well, I have to do something.
I'm glad Dr. Hardy's coming to see you this afternoon.
Lucy, I'm not going to change my mind. I couldn't possibly work at General Hospital now.
I know how you feel.
Do you?
Sure I do, honey.
It's humiliating. It's worse. Because I'm afraid I deserve it.
You certainly do not deserve it. Dr. Lyons and Mr. Longworth don't know as much about your work as Dr. Hardy, and he thinks you're very good.
Even though I cause him nothing but trouble.
Oh, now, Audrey, please, honey, don't. You know, we're lucky. You've licked the lymphoma, so you have no place to go but up from now on.
Yes, I know, Lucy. I'm lucky, but I don't feel very lucky.
Well, why not?
Well, you know why. Well, maybe it's because I don't deserve it.
Now, don't say that. Nobody else feels that way. Nobody else feels that way. And think of all the people who have faith in you.
In spite of everything and not because of anything.
Oh, no. It's not as bad as it seems. Just give it a little time and you'll feel different.
Oh, sure.
You know, it wouldn't hurt you a bit to do nothing for a while. Then you could decide what's best.
Lucy, I decided I was going to try very hard to be a good nurse to make up for my past failures like you and Jessie.
Well, honey, if you really want to be a nurse, there are lots of chances. Nurses are needed everywhere.
Well, unless word gets around that they didn't want me at General Hospital.
You needn't worry about that. That won't happen.
Oh, Lucy, forget what I'm saying. I'm sorry I'm upset. I'm ashamed of myself, but I can't seem to snap out of it.
You know, you're not the self-pitying type. At least not when you're well. But maybe that's the problem. Maybe you're not up to par yet.
Well, let's stop talking about it, shall we?
Sure. Audrey, don't forget, Dr. Hardy and a lot of others want you back at General Hospital.
Well, there are two people who don't, Lucy.
Because they don't know you, and Dr. Hardy does. Now, he wouldn't want you back if he didn't think you were good. You know, he likes you very much.
Well, he is wonderful, Lucy. I don't want to cause him any trouble. I'm terribly grateful to him as it is.
Well, sure, but whatever he did for you, he did because he wanted to.
Well, I guess so. But the only way I can make it up to him is not let him do anything more.
Audrey, I think Dr. Hardy still loves you.
See, that's what makes it worse. Can't you see that?
Why?
Because he knows how I felt about Randy.
But that's in the past.
Yes, it's in the past. But it's there.
What do you mean it's there?
Lucy, I love Randy.
Well, you gave him back his ring because you didn't love him, didn't
let's
you?
face it, I gave it back to him because he didn't love me.
Well, anyway, it's over.
Yes, it's over.
And you're all through with him for good.
Yes.
So what? What are we talking about? Audrey.
What?
I can't believe you still care
Oh,
for
Lucy,
him.
please, you have to keep talking about it.
No. Honey, I hate to go and have you feeling like this.
Lucy, I am a big girl now.
All right. All right. Audrey, you don't know what time Dr. Hardy will be here this afternoon, do you?
No, Lucy, I don't know.
Well, maybe he'll help.
Nobody can help, Lucy. I have to help myself. I'm afraid I'm a little scared.
You needn't be, honey. We all need someone. Don't try to do it alone.
Coming! Hello, Steve.
Hello, Audrey.
Well, it's very nice of you to come by like this.
Well, I wanted very much to see you.
Oh, well, come in.
Thank you. Well, this seems to be doing all right, doesn't
Oh,
it?
yes, it's doing fine. Oh, but I forgot to water it today.
Oh?
Can I get anything for you?
No, thank you. I just want to look at you, see how you are.
Oh, I'm fine. I don't even rate being a convalescent anymore, do I?
No, but you should still take it easy for a while.
Oh, well, I've barely stirred today. Sit down, Steve.
Thank you. Audrey, we've missed you at the hospital. Everybody has.
Well, I think it's a better idea that I don't come back to the hospital under the circumstances.
You know, if I weren't afraid it might make you uncomfortable, I'd make a real pitch to have you come back.
Well, it would make me feel uncomfortable because I feel sure that Dr. Lyons and the board of directors would make it very difficult for you.
Well, don't worry about me.
But I do, Steve. And so does Lucy, even though she'd like me nursing in the same hospital. She feels sure that I've made the right decision.
Well, we won't argue about that for the moment. What plans do you have?
Oh, well, I really haven't made any plans, but I will. I'll have to.
Audrey, you have all kinds of possibilities, you know.
Nursing?
Oh, I've always thought you were a fine nurse. It's just a question of whether or not you'd enjoy it.
Well, I think, Steve, the best thing for me would be to do something that would help me forget my past failures.
I don't know of any failures.
Well, I count the mess I had being a nurse being my major failure. That's why I wanted the chance to prove that I could be a good nurse. Steve, maybe I could go someplace else.
Would you like to work at Mercy Hospital?
Well, any place else.
I know the chief of internal medicine there very well. I'm sure he'd like to have you.
Well, thank you, Steve.
Would you like me to talk to him?
Well, yes, I think so. If you still believe in me.
Oh, I've always believed in you, Audrey. You know that.
Steve, what would I do without you? Well, it really needed the water.
Audrey. I know I don't have any right to say this. You're not entirely well yet, but I can't help saying it. There's another possibility I wish you'd think about.
Another possibility?
Well, I don't want to take advantage of the situation. I mean, because you're grateful or anything.
Oh, Steve, I'll always be grateful to you.
Well, I was always hoping that you'd feel differently about me someday.
I care a great deal for you, Steve.
Do you? Enough to marry me? Oh, I know it's much too soon to ask, but it's out now, and it's true. Audrey, I want you to know how I feel about you, how I've always felt about you from the very beginning. I still want you to be my wife. I want to share my life with you.